Okay, I'm back again. If you're tuned in, if you're tapped in, you already know what the time is. I told you in the previous video, the one that I just dropped right now, the previous one that I'm gonna be doing this video. So let's get into it. I'm trying to keep it as short as possible, guys, because I saw with the long video, uh, 1 hour long video, I realized that, man, the attention span these days of a lot of people is so short. As soon as they see 1 hour, they're like, you understand. Typical analysis, typical breakdown is gonna be boring and everything. But then that's just how we are these days. And that is very detrimental to a lot of people, especially people who want to make money. I mean, a lot of people want to make money, but then none of us want to pay attention for that long. Isn't that crazy? But anyways, let's get down to the gold analysis, guys. I'm trying to keep this as short as possible so that I can retain you guys for a bit longer. Well, not for a bit longer, but then for, at least half of the video, because I know a lot of people click off as soon as they don't see the Holy Grail in the first 2 seconds. And or when they click on a video and there's no, I know there's no miracle of some sort. But me, I'm just gonna keep it real and just like show you how I analyze and share a little bit of knowledge that I have. And if you are really enjoying it, please kindly like the video and subscribe. That's gonna help me and motivate me. Not that I need motivation, but I'm still gonna share the knowledge. But just it doesn't cost anything. You just subscribe and like the video, and then you get into it. Right? You're gonna be updated with everything. Whenever I whenever I drop, you're gonna be notified. And if we are taking the same trades, I'm also gonna update you during the week on what the analysis we had at the beginning of the week turned out to be. Show you on how to make profits, or try and recover, or try and adjust your analysis for the rest of the week so that you can make profit off of the remaining moves in the market. Even though I don't really trade on Fridays or the end of the week, but then from Wednesday to Wednesday, Thursday, that's when the market really moves. So I'm probably gonna drop an update video on all the analysis I've dropped, at the beginning of the week or today. I'm just gonna drop in an update video on Wednesday, the latest. Wednesday evening, mark the time. You will see a video from me giving you an update so that we can chop the remaining moves, or the remaining money on the markets on Thursday, because that's where the market really moves. I have a belief that the highs and the lows of the markets are made on Wednesday, the latest, and then from Thursday going forward, price just goes and follows the direction of the week. So stick with me. I know I said this must be short, but yeah, I'm already talking a lot, but let's get into it, guys. We know how it goes. We know how it goes. Let's mark all the important levels in the market. This is not gonna be like the previous one, because it's clear that the gold has been going up, right? Has been on an uptrend, right? So let's just get that out of the way. Right now, it might be ranging, right? It might be ranging because it made a high here, and then this high couldn't break this one. This one couldn't break this one. That couldn't break the other one, right? But we don't know what this move, the current move, is trying to do. It might be breaking. It might break both the highs. We don't know. But then let's just analyze to have some sort of a direction and some sort of uh idea of what might happen, because we've already established that the markets are so random. Now on the weekly, all we can see is this range, man. You cannot ignore the range. But then let me show you something that you should pay attention of. Look at this move. This move right here to the upside. And look at this one. Can you spot the difference? Well, there is a difference. If you replied yes, hopefully your reasoning is the one I'm about to give. But this move to try and attempt to break the previous high, I mean, we can see that it was a lot of, let me be very, very precise with this touch. Perfect. Right? You can see that there was some sort of consolidation, right? Some sort of consolidation here. Let's make it wide so that you can see it. There's some sort of consolidation in here. And then as soon as the market broke out, it never turned back, right? But then the push to the upside, according to me, it was short term, even though this is a weekly analysis or 1 week chart or weekly chart. But then it was not sustainable because it was a breakout and then impulse to the upside and instantly reversed, right? But then if we look this side, we can say the bulls are really in control because they are going to the upside in style or in with so much dominance. First of all, it was a double bottom here. We all know what the double bottom means. It means we are going up. It means the buyers are really strong, right? It's a reversal pattern, right? It's going up now, right? And in going up, we have a low trend. We have a low trend, higher high, higher low, in attempts to make a new high, a new overall high, right? So that to me screams bulls are so dominant, right? That's what it screams. Bulls are so dominant, they're in charge, they're in control of price right now, right? So yeah, the gist is that the market is bullish and it is possible to break the previous highs. Let's get down to the 1 day or daily time frame. All right. So boom. Same principle. Now let's try and see if we can get significant areas from our left hand side to our right hand side, right? To see what the market is really talking about. And if you were watching the previous video, if you're watching the previous video of me breaking down the GBP USD, you will see that this right here looks familiar. Remember this? You remember this? The lower low. The lower low, that's you know, that was broken, but it was reversed by the double top. I mean, even on the 1 day, it looks like a triple bottom, right? That's how strong the bulls are. This is a triple bottom right here, right? So this lower low was broken, and then the market created this, but then now the market is now going to the upside, right? Canceling out all this price action below the lower low. So the market broke the lower low, did some price action, did some stuff below, and then broke back inside and started going up, right? And it was very, very aggressive in doing that. So those who were tapped in my last video, they know that, okay, this is something that really happens in the market. I'm not even going to disclose. If you really want to find out what I'm talking about, go check out the video. And it's going to be very useful information this week, like currently in real time. So please. So this is what we have, guys. The market is, on the grand scheme of things, right? In the grand scheme of things, it's a range because the highest high hasn't been broken and the market has been reversing when it got to that level or to that high, right? But now this time it's going up there with dominance of even creating trends, waves, right? Same thing really applies. This really looks like the low-key looks like the GBP USD. I mean, they move the same, so it makes sense. They're always opposite. They move opposite to the lower high. They move opposite to the DXY or the dollar, right? So they're gonna look the same. They're gonna move the same. Lower low. All right. This wave right here of this downtrend. Same principle, guys. Same principle we used on the previous video. See, this was a downtrend. We can, just for us to have an idea, guys. This is all for your understanding, because I understand people understand things differently. Other people are graphic. They understand things when they see them with their eyes. Some can just listen and understand, you know. So I'm catering for everybody. You know, this was the downtrend. The red side was the downtrend. So it was invalidated as soon as this level was broken. See, but then because gold is respectful and came back to retest, it came back to retest the lower high, low key, right? It came back to retest the lower high before it shot up again or continued going to the upside. Retested with the young double bottom before it went up, right? So we have established that the market is bullish. The overall trend is bullish. Even though on the grand scheme of things, you can see that there's a possibility of the market ranging. We'll just see if it really gets to this level or even breaks the highest high, where we have a rate, the dashed line. Yeah. So we can clearly see that, okay, we're on an uptrend and we already have a higher low. We already have a wave, right? We already have a wave. Let's make this. We already have a wave, yeah, to prove or as evidence that we are really on an uptrend. Right? This is how the market is looking right now. And remember, on the grand scheme of things, the market is still bullish as long as this high low is holding. As long as this level is not broken, we are still bullish on the grand scheme of things, on the like overall trend basis, right? So let's just throw in a trend line for the guidance. Let's throw in a trend line for the guidance. This is what we have. Make it dotted so that, you know, my chart doesn't look too messy. You know, this is what we have. This is what we have right now. Right. So the daily time frame, it's clear. The overall trend is bullish. Right. And for those who are trend line traders, or those who only trade when price gets to the trend line, they might have to wait a couple more days before they enter. But then let's go down to the let me remove these colors. I mean, we get it now, right? Hopefully took that down. But let's go down to the 4-hour. Man, I know I said this is gonna be a short video, but if you are here, if you reach this part of the video, I appreciate you, man. I really appreciate you. Oh God. We are onto something. We are onto something. Right? So now this is how the 4-hour looks. It looks kind of messy, right? This looks messy, but at the same time, this is a clean mess. Let me just clean it up for you guys so that you understand. There was a range here, a huge consolidation that broke a lot of people's hearts. but that's none of our business. Let's get down to it. Right. So from here, from this high low right here, we had an uptrend. Man, price was bullish. It barely even tried to, create waves. It was just like aggressive. It was aggressive. It was aggressive. Created a wave, I guess. Shouldn't, because this one, this one didn't break this one. So this is really the wave. This is how it looks. What am I doing? Right. Right. This doesn't matter. What matters is the most recent wave, right? The most recent wave. Let's just mark it real quick. We're trying to establish the inner or the trend on the inside of the overall one. So this is our higher high. It's more higher high. And if you want to understand the theory or the meaning of like how I determine my higher highs and higher lows, just stick with me. I'm gonna break it down to you. It's not that difficult, So this is a higher high, this is a higher low. This is a higher, it was qualified as a higher low because this higher high was broken, right? So it doesn't matter what it did after breaking, but this is a valid wave, right? So not so much of a mess right now, huh? Right? So after this higher high was broken, price reversed, it came to the higher low area, right? This is where the liquidity was grabbed. That's why I'm saying people's hearts were broken. This is where the liquidity was grabbed right here. Because of the same, the same principle that I've been preaching to you guys, or the same principle I've been using on all my videos. A lot of people used this wave. This wave came in handy in generating the liquidity, or grabbing the liquidity that was grabbed after the consolidation or during the consolidation, right? So higher low, the buyers or the sellers saw that, okay, the higher low was broken. I'm just gonna break it down so that you understand how the market makers are able to conquer retail traders and master them of aggressively, right? So boom, higher low is broken here, right? So the sellers are like, okay, the uptrend is invalidated. Now it's time for sellers. Now we are bearish. The sellers entered here, and as you can see, the momentum was crazy. The momentum was aggressive. The sellers were in. And remember, this candle here, at some point, it was extra bearish. This one right here. This was to grab all the liquidity. The sellers entered. And as soon as the market broke out of this, right? As soon as the market broke out of this high low here, excuse the language, the sellers were in. And this candle also like convinced them that, okay, now we are going to the downside. Pumped up their positions, added onto their positions, hoping that the market is selling, because now the breakage of this area or this zone is saying to them, man, we are bearish. Unfortunately, because the market makers know what they're doing and they know what you see as a retail trader, the whole move was reversed back into the consolidation. We got liquidity from the sellers, they're going up, right? And then the same thing happened again here. This time they even gave you a little bit of retest to say, okay, sharp, this time it's valid. Now we are going down. We entered. Sellers entered here. I mean, I didn't trade this whole move. Sellers entered here and everything. But then now it's not as brutal, because remember now, this low here taught you a lesson. So as soon as price got to this level, you paid attention and you were cognizant of the fact that, okay, this could be a support of some sort. So I doubt that a lot of sellers went in here. But then, okay, price moved to the upside. As you can see, the move to the upside was not even that strong. See, the move to the upside didn't even, was not as aggressive as this one. So this high was not broken by this one because there was not a lot of liquidity. Sellers were, because I mean, retail traders are also smart guys. So sellers were not did not fall for this bait here. That's why the up or the buying from this area was not as strong as this one here, right? As you can see, as you can see, even here, the sellers were like, nah, this is a support. We're not gonna enter sales. This is a support. You're not gonna enter sales. This is a bait. We're not doing that, right? But then enough liquidity was, positions were taken here, I guess. Hence, the buying was aggressive after that, because look at this. Now, because people understood that this is a level of support, as soon as price got here, this candle of buyers, because there was a lot of buyers. This is the third touch, right? 1, 2, and then the buyers were like, no, you're not gonna catch me lurking this time. You're not gonna catch me lurking. As soon as price touched, it went up. But then the market makers were like, nah, not so quick. I don't know who is watching this right now, right here, but if you understand, or if you really, really see what I'm talking about, please like and subscribe, because I understand a lot of people right now are just like, they would have clicked off the video and went on to the next video. But right here, I'm breaking something down to you. And if you really understand and if I'm making sense, please like and subscribe and share my channel. I really, really appreciate it. Right? So the buyers were like, you're not going to catch me lurking. This is a support. And whenever you get here, you do some buying of some sort. Right? So boom, the buying happens. And it's a bait, because look at the size of the candle. This is a huge bait. Buyers fell for it. And then the market makers were like, okay, not so quick. Not so quick. They're going down. So imagine the people who pumped up their buys or added positions here, they were taken out. The market makers didn't have to even like reject lower than this level for the buyers to be taken out to generate the liquidity, right? And then boom, the liquidity was taken, was grabbed, because now the buyers are now taken out. Buyers obviously had stop losses, and most of them, they probably put their stop losses here so that they don't, they are break even. I'm just breaking down the psychology and how predictable traders or retail traders are, right? And now this area right here is just to grab liquidity. Do we still have more buyers? The buyers are now scared. They're not going to enter again, even though previously, this touch made them think, okay, this is the third touch, we're going up. But then now, because we're here, there's like the liquidity is grabbed and everything, and the buyers are skeptical, right? And then that's where now the institutions are making their money. Buy. And then this buy broke out of the consolidation, retested, and went up again, right? Just to explain the mess that happened here. But now that has nothing to do with us. We're moving forward, but then there was a lot of knowledge to be taken from this scenario right here. This will reveal to you if you are really following your rules, if you are really emotional as a trader, if you are really, if you have your emotions in check. This type of scenario, if you don't have patience, this type of scenario will break your heart, and you will really believe that the markets are rigged, or the markets are manipulated, just because of your impatient in this scenario. But anyways, that has nothing to do with us right now. We're moving forward. I mean, time is ticking. The market is moving, because I'm doing this on a Monday, so the markets are open. Okay, so after the whole mess, right? After the whole mess, do we still say this is a higher high, this is a higher low? I doubt. An uptrend ended here, according to me. An uptrend ended here, according to me, right? So this was just a consolidation, and if you're paying close attention, you'll see that from here going forward, the market was bearish. Why? Because look at this. Right? So we can clearly say, or we can officially say the market is on the inside though, because I know what I said about the overall trend. Lower high. Lower low. And I know that the waves are not as equal and they're not, but then you get the gist. See how easy it is for a trader to break his own rules. But then I'm not entirely breaking my rules. Like I'm just outlining qualities that might, help us with suggesting or just judging if this trend is strong or what. So right now, as we speak, we can say the market is on the small scheme, on the small scheme of things, or on the small scale of things, the market looks like it's bearish, right? But then remember, on the grand scheme of things, what we said, right? The market is bullish, high, low still holding, right? If anything, the market is trying to get another touch at the trend line before it goes to the upside and potentially break the high, because now it's going up with the trend, right? So what we're gonna do is zoom in onto the price action, see what we can pick up, right? See what we can pick up real quick. This is the high that we have right now, right? What's happening? Okay, so right now, let's just zoom in and see what is the price action. What are we looking for, right? The 4-hour is giving us the bearish, well, the small scale, or in the small scheme of things, we're in a bearish trend, and the bearish trend is gonna hold until this is broken. By now you should know, guys, right? The previous lower high is broken. We're still, you understand, we're still bearish. Excuse me. Let's go to the 1-hour. The 1-hour might give us waves that make more sense, so okay, this is how the markets are looking, and I cannot help but try and have this trend line right here. I cannot help but have this trend line here. It was very precise, as you can tell. First touch, second touch, third touch, right? Right? The bulls are serious. The bulls are not bullshitting. Excuse the language, right? The bulls are really serious about going to the upside, right? And we need to establish some sort of for us to get an entry, we need to get the sentiment in check and get some sort of a pattern out of the markets, right? So let's see if we have some sort of a downtrend that has been respected. Do we have a trend? Do we have a trend? You have a trend. I mean, there's yeah. Do we have a trend? It depends on how you draw your trends. Some might start it here, some might start it here, right? Some might start it here at the from the lower high point, right? Some might start it here, right? Let's make it blue. Because I mean, it's valid. It's valid. It depends on what you use as a trader. Because first touch, second touch, third touch broke. Retested. The retest was so clean. It was even a touch on the uptrend. This trend right here, man, this was so clean. This was so clean, and I don't know why I didn't catch this move. Look at, just focus on the blue lines, right? Focus on the blue lines. You will see how clean gold moved last week. The retest was so clean, and right now, what we're looking at is a potential reversal. Potential reversal, and look, um, this is if you were watching my previous video, this is similar to the GBP USD. I mean, they move the same, so it only makes sense, right? So the pattern here is saying, this is what the pattern is saying here. Let me not waste time. We all see it. We all see it. Let's not waste time, right? And I saw the buy opportunity earlier on, and I was like, nah, it's a bait. That is a bait right there. Gold won't just go up like that. It needs to make at least 3 touches on the support of the continuation pattern before it goes up, even though that might also not be enough for it to go up, because liquidity has to be grabbed somewhere, somehow. If the markets start going up from here, I don't like it. It wouldn't be sustainable. Let's just say that. And another thing is, we cannot ignore the smaller, we cannot ignore the smaller trend that has been forming under the blue line. Let's make it blue so that it makes sense to you. Clone first. You cannot ignore these smaller waves. They are onto something. They are significant. Don't overlook them. I'm just gonna keep them blue. Let me remove this right here. All right. So anything that's pertaining to the inner or the smaller uptrend that is inside the small downtrend that's also inside of a bigger uptrend, we're gonna make it blue, right? So I have to drop this as soon as possible, because you could really like make profits out of this setup right here, right? Let me see what this trend line is talking about, because there's several trend lines here, man. It depends on what you use, but then I'm just gonna lay down each and every one of them for you. I'm gonna lay down each and every one for you. So that we can get, an accurate view of what's happening, like from all angles. The aim is to see what other people or other traders might be seeing, so that we are at a perspective of the market makers. Because I feel like the way market makers look at the markets, they do all the analysis that a retail trader would do. You understand? That's why I'm saying, whether you trade SMC, ICT, trend lines, it doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't matter, because whatever you do is based on what the retailer is doing, the retail trader is doing. So, for example, a market maker might see this flag forming perfectly like this and say, okay, yeah, a retail trader, a typical retail trader is going to fall for it and place a buy here, right? But then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to bait him a bit, right? I'm going to bait the retail trader a bit and give you this push to the upside, right? As soon as you say, okay, now the pattern is valid, I'm about to add onto my entries, we do something like this. oh shit, get, sorry for the language, you get taken out. The whole time the market is coming for another touch on this trend line. Then it goes up. So that's just to show that the market makers know how you think. What if you enter the buy? There's people who enter the buy here. I'm not even bullshitting. Sorry for the language. I'm not even bullshitting. As soon as they saw this, something that they can, you know, that looks familiar to them, they saw, oh, this might be the continuation to go to the upside. Let me enter buys, because look at the buys. They looked healthy. You know, the candles looked healthy. So there's somebody who entered a buy here, hoping that the market will innocently correct with the 2 touches on the correction. I mean, on the support, and go up, and then you make money from the trend. I mean, from the trade. But no, market makers always have another plan, a different plan, right? So I'm not gonna lie. If I was to buy gold, I would wait. I would wait. I'm not gonna lie. I would wait maybe until I get a touch here. I would wait until I get a touch here, because I have a lot of confluences. This is a resistance, right? That is broken. So a touch would mean, okay, it's a resistance that turned into a support. Now it's going up, right? And it's also support in terms of the trend line, the up moving trend line, or the up trend line, or the bullish trend line right here. It's another touch to go to the upside, you know. So I'd wait for my buys here. I wouldn't fall for the bait of because as soon as the market look like they're too good to be true, or they look too clean like this, take a step back and look at the market as somebody who's not trying to trade, or somebody who's trying to do something against people who see a good opportunity here, right? So guys, if you made it to this end of the video, there's also a possibility of this happening right here, right? So open your eyes. Those who might have buying opportunities until this point, set your target here. If you're holding a buy, put your target here and see the reaction first before you assume that the market is bullish and you add on to your entries. Set your target here, take your money here, and then wait. I promise you. I promise you. So this is my analysis for gold. And I'm glad that I shared a little bit of psychology and a little bit of tricks and hacks and, you know, perspective that you could add to your trading. And if you stuck with me, sorry for the English, if you stuck with me until this point, I really appreciate it, man. I hope you picked up something from this video. I hope you picked up some game from this breakdown right here. I know I said it's not going to be long, but hey, if there's knowledge to be shared, I'm going to go an extra mile for y'all. I don't care if, you know, people might think this is too long or whatever. There's a lot of game. I felt a need to make it this long because I couldn't stop myself from talking and sharing all this knowledge that I have. Remember, I vowed at the beginning that I'm gonna be sharing the knowledge that I've accumulated over the 2-3 years I've been trading, you know. So the aim is for you to grow with me. Let's grow together, guys. And yeah, let's put in the work and have this craft figured out. I mean, you have to be constantly evolving because the markets are evolving. I know when people started trading a few years back, there was nothing like this. Or maybe it's just my view, it's just getting a little better, and you know, I'm evolving, I'm also growing as a trader, but like the markets used to move differently as well. So as the market evolves, let's evolve as people. Let's, you know, share knowledge. Let's equip ourselves with better knowledge and improve ourselves. You understand? That's important as a trader. So appreciate you guys for sticking until this point of the video. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you like the video. Please subscribe, and yeah, hopefully we get to, you know, work together going forward. And yeah, peace out.